Hello, so we've been given the scenario of supporting our students in setting smaller goals to reach larger goals and goal setting in general. The scenario given was for sixth grade students. I teach at Gulf Coast High, so I really wanted to focus my answer more towards my high school students, but I have an option for the younger students as well at the elementary and middle school levels. So with goal setting, especially with the younger kids, we need to make sure that they know the difference between a goal and a wish. And obviously, it's wonderful to have wishes and hopes and dreams, but your goals need to be smart. And I actually found a really cool visual called a SMART goal planner. This is probably backwards for you, but it's really neat. So SMART, it's an acronym. SMART stands for specific. So what exactly do I want to happen? And M stands for measurable. I will know I have reached my goal when XYZ happens. A is for attainable. With hard work, is it possible to reach this goal by the deadline? R is realistic and relevant. My goal is important enough for me to put a plan into action. I will follow this specific plan to reach my goal. And T is for time bound. I will reach my goal by this certain date or within this amount of time. This is really nice because one, you have it all written down so you can hang it on your wall as a reminder or keep it, have students keep it in their planner or their folder. And you can do this with any kind of goal, personal goals, academic goals. So this is a really nice visual organizer, graphic organizer, if you will, for students to use. And this is great for any students that can read or at least understand the acronym of SMART. And then for their goals, they could even draw pictures, the time. They could draw a clock with the time on it or a picture of the calendar with, the date being circled or starred. However, you could do it a couple different ways. With the older students, there's actually some really cool goal setting apps and goal tracking apps. Like there's one called Goals on Track that I really like. So that could be used for the middle school age students as well as the high school age students and even adults. Sometimes we need help setting goals and keeping track of them. Another thing to use with the students to help them is a visual tracking system. So some way to see this is the progress that I've made so far. It's encouraging and it's giving them credit for the work that they've done progressing towards whatever goal they may have, whether it be personal or academic. So the visual tracking system, and it can be very basic as, an Excel spreadsheet, and you put stickers or, you color something in. And as far as helping them set smaller goals to reach larger goals, an example that I came up with is they have to know where they're starting from. And so if a student, let's say, I want to have an A by the end of the semester. Well, okay, let's look at where you are now. So you have a C, for example. That's your starting point. Our time frame that we have till the end of the semester, we have half of quarter one left, and we have all of quarter two before we reach the end of the semester, but we're starting with a C. So for small goals, okay, instead of saying, I'm going to have that A by the end of the semester, let's set a midpoint goal. So for the end of quarter one, I got to get that grade up to at least a B for the end of quarter one. Then if I do that, I have my stepping stone. So one, I've already increased my grade as the student for your quarter one grade, and then that's going to make attaining that A for the semester easier. So then once quarter one happens and you've secured that B, okay, now I need to have an A by the end of quarter two. And hopefully that will balance out to give you that A for the semester grade that the student is looking for. So just having those midpoint goals. You have your overall goal, and then you have your milestones, say, to get you there. That's really your plan. but that's the smaller goals that lead up to the larger goals is really what they are. They're just milestones. And celebrating your success and celebrating the student's success is really, really important. Even if it's just, oh my gosh, like I made that B, I made that midpoint goal, I made that milestone. And then having, and you can reward there, you can reward weekly, monthly, however you set it up, reward as they progress. If you're doing it with gains for testing, if you make 10 points, 10-point gain, then there's some certain type of reward. But definitely, celebrating and rewarding that progress and that success when goals are met or goals are being attained, sub-goals are being attained. And a really good thing for the academic goals is the importance of sharing the assessment data with the students. Not everybody's assessment data with all students, but personally one-on-one. So they can see where they're at with a certain assessment with a certain skill, and so they know where they're starting from and they know where they want to go. What are you looking for on this assessment? These are the questions that you would want to be asking for the student. What kind of a grade do you want to see? What kind of a gain do you want to see in this area? And asking the student, well, how can we get there? What can we do better? And involving them in that goal setting process instead of just saying, all right, well, this is where you are and you need to get a 10 out of 10 on this assessment and you're only at a 3 out of 10. You need to get a 10 out of 10. That's not going to help them build that up. So saying, okay, next time we're going to retake this assessment, I want you to try to get a 6 out of 10. So then when they meet that midpoint goal, it's like, oh yeah, you still only got a 6 out of 10, but they've made gains on that assessment. And having them involved in that process really gives them the power and gives meaning to their goals because they're helping to set them. So thank you so much for watching. That's my bit on supporting students in setting smaller goals to reach larger goals.